Everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. I'm over here at Torrey Pines State Beach in San Diego. I know you guys been probably watching my ugly mug the entire week, and you probably want to look at something nice. So I'm going to go ahead and set my phone down so you guys can get a view of the beach and look for things that are nice to you. Okay guys, we're all set up right now. I'm hoping that you get the view that you are expecting. I'm sure that 100% of you are looking for the bodybuilder, buff dude running around on the beach. Hopefully I won't disappoint you by the time this video is up. Hey, so look, on a more serious note, in today's video, we are going to be talking about whether or not a private security officer can make six figures. I know that Damien from the Security Guard channel has touched on this subject, but I want to expand on the pathway to get there. Is this something that's possible? And if it is possible, how do we achieve that goal? So as we know already, $100,000 is the mark that a lot of people who are entry level want to hit. It took me the longest time to get to the $100,000 mark. You're basically working your tail off if you don't have a job that pays $52 an hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to earn $100,000, you're going to have to make more or less $52 an hour. Is that possible as a private security officer? Now, I'm going to say this. Anything is possible. You can make $52 an hour. You can make $100 an hour. With some of us, the chances of winning the lottery might be a lot greater than working private security and making $100,000. I'll tell you this though, if you're not making $100,000, if you're making even less than $35,000 right now, if you're doing the same thing that you're doing right now, exactly the same thing, you are never going to hit $50,000. You are never going to hit $75,000. You're never going to hit over $100,000. You have to do something different, and sometimes you're going to have to do something that's uncomfortable to you, and that means change. So let's get off the bat right now that there's almost no jobs out there that you can apply to entry level that they're going to pay you $100,000 as a private security officer in the United States. Maybe if you go overseas, you contract security to maybe Iraq. I don't think you could do it in Afghanistan anymore, just way too dangerous. But let's just say there's security contractors in Iraq. Well, the days of paying $175,000 to $200,000 a year for a private security contractor in these hostile areas, those days are gone, ladies and gentlemen. Well, most of the time, those days are gone. The last time I checked, when we were still in Afghanistan, I think the average pay for a security contractor was somewhere around $75,000, maybe $80,000 a year. But again, the days of making $175,000 to $200,000, those days are gone. And I've had friends that actually work those types of assignments. One of my friends I used to bring in as a guest speaker, he got ambushed a total of 5 times. I don't know how he survived. He had no military experience at all. All of his experience was law enforcement, gangs, and SWAT operations. And now obviously SWAT, as a full-time SWAT operator in a civilian force, that helped him. But he survived, guys, 5 ambushes. If you're working contract security, I highly doubt that you are going to make $100,000 a year. And it's just not me speaking on the level of arrogance. I'm just trying to be real here. I'm trying to be practical. Most contract security, you are not going to get paid $100,000 a year. If you are going to be paid $100,000 a year, well, the owner of the security company is most likely getting paid maybe $150,000 a year, maybe $200,000 a year for your work alone. That there's a small likelihood that you're going to be getting paid that much contract security. Now, if you work for the federal government on a security contract, there are some wages that are going to have to be guaranteed to you. So many times when a private patrol operator or security contractor contract with the security government, They contract with the federal government. There's a mandatory wage that must be paid to you, mandatory benefits. Will you get to $100,000? Most of the time, no. But I'll tell you this: that there's a contract. I think it's Paragon or Paradon Systems. They have a contract with the Border Patrol and the U.S. Customs Service, and the starting wage is very close to $38 an hour, up to $40 an hour. That is not going to bring you to $100,000. Can you work overtime? Yes. So overtime will probably bring you to $100,000. And guys, I'll tell you this, that the private security officers that are assigned on a lot of these federal government contracts, they get paid more than the local police department that would respond to their calls for service. And I'm not kidding, guys. They will pay more. Where I work at, the security officers assigned to the government contract, they get paid, and I'm not even joking here, ladies and gentlemen, they get paid $14 an hour or more than the entry-level police officer where I work. It's insane, but it's good if you want to work private security. And most of the time, all you'll need is just a guard card. That's it, and then your armed permit. And I'm in California, by the way. There's a U.S. Marshals contract that pays around the same wage. You do need law enforcement or corrections experience. They will not take you with just a guard card. And the reason for that is you actually become a sworn federal marshal if you get hired. Again, with courts, I don't see you getting overtime because courts are usually closed on holidays, and you're probably not going to work in the middle of the night. I mean, that's going to vary. On a city or state contract, most of the time, I don't think that you're going to reach 100,000. Not even close. Not even close. So let's be realistic here. If you want to make $100,000 a year, executive protection is the way to go. And I'm not talking about an executive protection for a local city council person or townsperson. I'm talking about maybe executive protection for Justin Bieber, for Selena Gomez, maybe for I'm trying to name some people actually that some of my friends or colleagues don't cover. I don't want to give too much information away. Maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger, just some celebrity that's not your, I want to say your average celebrity, or I don't want to say low budget celebrity because some people are going to get pissed off by that term, but you guys get it. When you're protecting somebody of high value, and I'm putting that quotation marks because some of these people are worthless, you can easily get $100,000. When you travel to different states, you travel to different countries, there's your overtime. You're going to easily make over $100,000. Okay, so let's talk about mid-management and senior management positions. If you are the chief executive officer for a security company, mid-manager, senior level manager, there's a good chance that you're going to get $100,000. And I also want you to consider that includes bonuses. So sometimes when the security company, when they have a great year, a lot of times their executives gets bonuses. Now, just a side note, guys, I don't want to go too much off track, but when I was working tribal security, it would piss me off that the sergeants and the managers, they would get these large Christmas bonuses, and you're talking about $10,000 to $20,000. But us who've been holding the line down, they'd give us nothing sometimes, you guys, nothing. Sometimes we would get $100, $200, $300 bonus, but a lot of times we would get nothing, and it's just so demoralizing. So if you do a bonus system, if you're a security company owner, please be fair across the board, because if I find out that the manager the chief deputy or some senior manager is getting these large $15,000 to $20,000 Christmas bonuses, I'm going to perform to standards, and that's it. I'm not going to go above standards. I'm going to meet standards so I keep my job. Let's be clear on that. Okay. Another way that you could get paid over $100,000 is if you work, if you're in a tactical response team. Maybe Mike Alvarez can expand on that. I know he doesn't want to give too much information out on what he's done in the past. I know he's a firm believer of operational security. But I think, and I'm just saying this because he mentioned this in another video, I believe he worked Hurricane Katrina, disaster response, tactical response. When you work those type of assignments, there's a good chance by the end of the tour of your duty, you're going to most likely get paid at the end close to $100,000. I don't see these security companies paying $10 an hour or $20 an hour. I see them easily paying $50 an hour for these disaster response, tactical response, special teams. But however, a lot of times, and again, maybe Mike Alvarez can expand on the subject. Make sure you guys check out the Mike Alvarez channel. I believe it's something that's seasonal. I don't think it's something that happens all the time. And most of the time, you're gonna have to have some level of security experience. I don't think that they're gonna pay you $50 an hour or $100 an hour or more if you just barely got your security registration and you just want to sign up, so to say. But these tactical response units, you're gonna be responding to tactical situations, guys. Riots. You know, we got Damien from the Security Guard channel that's over there in Portland, Oregon, and I'm sure he gets a good salary, you guys. The type of risk that he faces, they better be paying him a good salary. That's all I can say, guys. So in some of these areas that are, if you're from Portland, I'm not going to say that your area is a disaster, but I could say that it could be a disaster, especially with the defund the police movement. Okay. Otherwise, I think one of the only other pathways to get $100,000 a year is to work overtime, work double time. You pick up another shift, you can get $100,000. Obviously, if your company pays $50,000 a year, but you're going to have to be constantly working. I just don't think that that'd be worth it, you guys. I have a family of six, and I just can't afford to work double shifts and just to double my pay so I make $100,000. I couldn't do it, guys. But if I had to, then I would do that. Guys, also instead of trying to earn $100,000 or even more, why didn't you try to form your own security company? If you form your own security company, you can set your own wages. Okay? And also, don't hesitate to change your standard of living. I know that I have some subscribers in Los Angeles and San Francisco who might pay $3,000 to $4,000 a month in rent. Okay? Why not consider living in maybe the suburbs or the outskirts where rent and housing is just going to be a lot more cheaper? Yeah, you're going to have to commute an hour and a half to 2 hours longer, but maybe try to live within your means. And I'm not saying that you're living outside your means. I'm just saying that sometimes when you make these adjustments, you don't have to earn $100,000 a year. How about living in the outskirts? How about not spending $1,000 on your car payment? Get something that's used and live on the outskirts, and maybe you can get a job that pays $20 an hour. That's far away. Because I'll tell you this: if you earn $50 an hour in San Francisco or New York or Los Angeles, that's great. But if you're paying $4,000 a month for rent, that $50 an hour isn't $50,000. I'm sorry, that $50 an hour is not $50 an hour. I mean, with all the time you're putting in, maybe you're getting really $25 an hour. Okay, so just don't think dollar for dollar. Just don't think dollar for dollar. And then again, you're spending $1,000 on a brand new car payment. I mean, is it really worth it? Are you still getting $50 an hour? Well, yeah, on paper you're getting paid, but in the end, you're paying $4,000 a month for rent, and then you're paying $1,000 for a new car payment. That's $5,000 already. Your purchasing power just goes down a lot further, guys. You got to be creative on how you earn money. I run this YouTube channel, and I'm fully transparent with you guys. I have not cashed out on my YouTube ad revenue, but according to YouTube ad revenue, based on the ads that run on the channel, I can get about $120 to $130 a month, guys, and it's sort of kind of is residual income. I make a lot of these videos when I'm on vacation. I'm driving to work, from work. It doesn't take me that long to make these videos, and in the end, that's a form of income that you can get. Now, I'm not bleeding for money right now, so I haven't cashed out. I'm almost sure that pretty soon I will be. I'm close to about $1,000, you guys, already from making the YouTube videos. I thought in the beginning that I would make $5 a month, $20 a month, which is fine. With all honesty, I started this channel to market my books on Amazon, my Private Patrol Operator book and my Private Investigator book on Amazon, and my online course. But there's another route that I can take, and that's residual income of $120 to $130 a month. So that's something to consider, guys. Consider selling some things. Selling things on eBay, on Amazon. Become a secret shopper. You know, you do reviews on some places. You secret shop. That's another way of getting income. You could be a YouTube influencer. You can market products for other people. For me, I'd rather receive free products than an income. I mean, realistically, guys, I just don't think that I personally can make an income from product reviews. There's a lot of other better people that can do product reviews. But hey, getting some free products once in a while, that's not a bad thing. And you know, maybe you could do reviews on duty belt setups, and you have people that will not pay you, but maybe give you free items. Well, that's a free duty belt, guys. That's a free holster. Sometimes, in rare occasions, that's a free gun. That's free pepper spray. It obviously in exchange for you marketing their products on YouTube or other social media accounts. So anyhow, let me know what you guys think about the $100,000 a year concept. I believe it's something that could be done. It's very difficult to just land on a job that pays $100,000 a year. You're gonna have to pick up different shifts. You're gonna have to work 2 or 3, 4 jobs to make $100,000, but it can be done if you're extremely motivated and you have a spouse that supports you. Damien from the Security Guard channel always talks about his spouse supporting him. Without that spousal support, he's not able to do what he wants. That's assuming that's assuming you're in a relationship. In my relationship, my wife is very supportive on what I do. I could pick up all kinds of shifts and extra work, and she's very supportive of that. Anyhow, let me know what you guys think. What are some other ways that you can earn income? Are there really $100,000 jobs that are out there? And if so, can you give us links? Because I'm interested too. You guys all take care and be safe.